Hi Pisces, if you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Here's your ink blot made in your name and essence. We'll scry from this direction, but if you want to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. We'll scry your ink, add on Tarot and Oracle, and we got the spirit box here kicking for any audio additions that may inspire our interconnected nature. Pisces, as always, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights, and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. All right. Pisces, if you'd like to join me, take a moment to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, relaxing, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. Pisces, we're going to scry from this direction, and then later on in the month, we'll flip it for alternative possibilities. A little crease of creation here. I don't know if I'm seeing a heart or, hold on a moment. Let's see what I got going on here. Got a little stuck in the center there, don't mind that. Up here. It's almost like I can see antennae. I'm looking for something. I'm also like getting, okay, there's more insect kind of. But these ones are from like the nose or mouth area, and these ones are something like here.
5.
The spirit one. 5, maybe your 5 senses, your clair senses are starting to heighten, but something about the insect, that symbol may mean something to you. Please follow that. For me, I'm sensing it's like I'm cooking something up with my senses. You know how like you can look at different things, or okay, I can only use my own example here. As like an artist, you see a blank canvas and you see some paintbrushes on the ground, or maybe you see a blank park and there's some wood and you want to build a swing set. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a canvas of something, and then there's ideas, and there's just these tools, and all my senses are picking, oh, it's really windy here, it might be a good place for windmills.
Murdered.
Or oh, I'm noticing that there's something happening over here, and that might be really good for this concept. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it's like all over the place, but it's like a barbecuing something up. What is it? I don't know if it's I think it's an ant, actually, like an ant. And they're building something. So a smaller version or a newer idea, a concept I'm like trying to lead towards this, and it's being helped. So it's almost like Pisces, your worker energy, your team spirit is like shoveling up other opportunities by whatever work that you've been doing in whatever context this is in, personal, professional, creative, corporate, yada, 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 yada. Those are all yours to resonate or release. And they are shoveling up like these smaller ants or smaller versions, smaller ideas, possibilities, and they're lifting them up to like communicate with like spirit, the mama ant of all the ants. I feel like that was a really roundabout way to get to that, but hopefully you can understand the symbology, or at least pick out what inspires you. Okay, so we definitely have somebody over here that was murdered. If this is in the Piscean collective that you're aware of, been waiting to hear for a message from, but it feels like an attack. They were murdered, but initially they were attacked. Like, I said no.
Angel.
Okay, so they're now an angel with angel energy, or please insert any word that means something to you. So I think it has something to do with a Pisces, or I mean like as in they know a Pisces. So I'm not going to be able to reference it personally. So if that message is for you, again, it's like the worker ants holding this other little ant or idea, energy.
How do you feel?
And lifting it up to spirit. Somebody has reached up and gone to spirit. I'm also seeing a rocking horse. I'm seeing, is it Yoda? I think it's Yoda. Yeah, I'll share this with you, Pisces. Sorry, I kind of got lost in there selfishly, and I feel like the light is really bright today. There's the big ant. There's like the shovel, the antennae shovel. There's the smaller one. It's a snail, so it might have been slower moving. That's weird, eh? And then here it's going up towards the spirit. And then here's I think it's Yoda. Yeah. Okay. And then here's like the lightsaber. And here's like the dark force, if I can. See how he's like on a bullet? So it's weird. Like, I feel like Pisces, something's been happening slow and steady, like working. Whether it's a team of people, your family, you've been working towards something, a renovation or a vacation, or just building your life up better for your children, for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's lots of symbology in there. But even if it's just for the moment of where I'm at, but you've gone, or simultaneously, you've gone through some stuff. And then I'm seeing your two fish tied at the tail, and it's like going in opposite directions, and like that, the light in the dark. And now they're turning and realizing we can actually go in unison and double the speed. Pisces, that makes sense. I feel like it does somewhere along the lines. Okay, I'm going to wander into this Yoda thing for a little bit.
I told her.
And we'll start adding on some tarot and
South.
oracle. South. Somebody might be from down south. Somebody might also be, this might be in relation to your reputation within oneself first, and then reflected out with other people. It's like this Yoda is on a jet ski. And there's somebody else in this, it's jet ski. But I'm going to assume we're going to go Star Wars style, and forgive me for any hardcore fans. I'm going to try not to butcher it. Or some sort of Star Wars ship thing. There's a person in there, and then there's a person also here. There they are, and there they are. And then this lightsabery thing. I'm also seeing a saber tooth. A shark tooth. Pisces, please. But inevitably, some infinite cycle is coming to two sets of shark teeth. Like, I don't know if their teeth are the same. You know, like the vampire teeth at the side, and like a molar. Something about teeth. Somebody might be having dreams about teeth. It's like the front teeth are like for taking a bite out of something, like really cutting into it. And then that molar feel of like grinding it down so it's digestible. Shaman of loss. It could be in relation to somebody who has lost somebody in spirit. Maybe even like, it's like this if they were found. They were, I don't know, I'm kind of getting this weird thing like, the police might have thought it wasn't murder, but you know it was, or because it seemed random, like a random act of violence. So the predator wasn't caught. They're with the angels though. So, and then we also have here the journeyer, which is you, Pisces. Of course, please, if you see anything, please follow your own intuition in the cards and the artistry. Follow your own intuition first before my yammerings, but I appreciate you holding space for me to share mine. Okay, back to Yoda. Like, for heavens and hot dogs, Stephanie. Focus. Okay. So Yoda has this lightsaber, but it's like a whip. So if you could like blend Indiana Jones whip with lightsaber ability, and then also times like when he whips it out straight, it stays taut. It's going right through like the head of the dark side. And I don't feel like this is in a sense of defeating in the way that we would typically apply that, being in the density dimension. This is how I'm sensing it just symbolic, knowing that, like with the two fish, the light and the dark, the this and the that, the esoteric, exoteric, whatever you want to call them, those polarities, and they just start working together, paralleling. So they're not paradoxical and they're not polarities, they're parallels. But there's something about, it's almost like defeating any sort of inner or outer demons, if I may, and not to demonize that or empower that, but that's what brings along this partnership. Because there's something about the frequency in between. When they work together, it brings me to the ants, the worker ants. Somebody might also be having a baby. Spirit or hunter of honor. Yeah, you might be trapped in your, not in your own, but in general, the density of duality. And it's not about ignoring it or being ignorant to it. It's just realizing they're the channels. They're the boundaries that create fluidity, actually. Because now I'm like seeing it like a river. Yeah, it's really quite beautiful, Pisces. Really quite beautiful. And then there's those people underneath that are helping. But also the dark side, if I may, has a helper at the back too. Somebody has their hand open, willing to receive different, like we're jumping out here. I have my hand out. Spirit keeper of the West. Okay, that's kind. So when my Yoda, it's like I'm seeing this movie from a few different perspectives. Okay, so as my Yoda is battling with Darth Vader, I don't know, or just the dark side, the forces, right? What's going to complete it is once this is defeated, it's like there's another projection of Yoda, or on the other side of that, that is going to be there to pick up and care for that
Blessed.
demon. And that's what's going to complete something. Sorry, I get really... So it's right here. It's like, here he is, defeat. But then if I go here in the center, this hand is out. And it's like, as soon as he's going to like fall, it's going to complete this line. And then this infinite cycle is complete. So I don't need to keep, like, if one part of my Piscean energies, if I'm, excuse me, if I may, being a guest in your aura, there, at some point in time, it might be like, oh yeah, but I want to go here. And then, it's not, compromise is probably a really nice word for it, but it's almost like compassion for the compromise. If two parts of you are two different ideas and you're flowing along and it's like, and maybe this isn't a relationship. Maybe it isn't just within the self, but it feels that you realize you're like, well, this is getting us nowhere as a whole. So someone's going to have to, which part, okay, let's take a little bit of time to go this way. And then maybe we'll try that way. And it's almost like by doing that, instead of, anyway, you know. Okay, Pisces. I'm being brought back up to the spirit space and it's transforming on me. Seeing it as a keyhole. It's a very odd keyhole. It's not typical. I'm hearing the word fob. Somebody might have a car or a house or a smart house or something along that lines. I'm seeing a salesman come up to it. Or maybe somebody's going to try and sell you. Or maybe it's even online. Somebody's going to just try and sell you something. Spirit of air, medicine, woman, medicine, man. Okay, sorry, 2 seconds. If those mean anything to you, please trust that. Please follow that. Oh, okay. Somebody also might be moving. The salesman thing in one rabbit hole of concept. Because I'm seeing the horsey chess piece, so it kind of gives me those freedom chariot vibes of moving on. Then with the fob and the key, like you might be getting a new home. Maybe you feel more secure, or you're upgrading. Maybe it's even smaller so that you feel safer. Okay, I'm going to follow that road. In the other realm, whether it's, online or an ad or something like that, or again, somebody in your neighborhood, you could be walking up to someone's house or business, and they are like, you're listening to some sort of invisible calling, or just kind of, that's what I'm saying, maybe even online. You're like, oh, this person does this. And so you have to kind of go up to their, metaphorical door of sorts and knock on their website and be like, hey, but there's like a thought thing that changes. And it's actually medicine in some way, shape, or form for you. And I feel like it's kind of in the mind space, right? In that spirit of air. And then I also want to come into right here, seeing the beginning of a starfish. And now I'm seeing what was the keyholes, which could be, in this respect, maybe in regards to love, self-love, internal, external. A starfish is being born. I don't know what that means. So maybe some of you do something. Maybe you are a medicine man, medicine woman, and your thoughts are attracting people to come up to your front door, like to your storefront, and maybe viewing it that way. Could be helpful. Getting ready to close out for Pisces. I'm seeing a bird. I think it's a cardinal.
Bored.
Are you bored? Do cardinals eat peanuts? Because they got a peanut. Anything else for Pisces? Nope, we're good. On the bottom, what do we have? Gathering around the power of community. So maybe you are doing something. Maybe this is in that mindset. The forces that you're working with. And it's all becoming very harmonious. There's that... I feel like Pisces, I don't know if it's this whole aura that you guys are going through. It does feel more personal, like in my immediate world that I am responsible for, because that reflects out into the collective. But then some Pisces might be collectively working out there, right? I think it just makes it harder for it to come home. It's like out, then in, and in. And anyway, so there's somebody might offer a service. Maybe you're even doctor or a naturopath or something like that. You're going to be seeing a naturopath. There's a lot going on. That's something in the mind that then goes through the body. I'm seeing the heart, like our traditional heart and high heart, as the starfish. And it's reaching out to these pieces where I'm digesting things, working with the force, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, what have you. And but everyone's really helping each other. And then I'm just like flowing. I hope that feels well, Pisces, because it really, really does over here. It really, really does over here. Storm feels. If you haven't already, I feel like you're passing them. But it's like you've done it. Maybe this is completely in the subconscious realm. It could also be any trickery that was afoot. Absolutely, we're getting ready to close out. When you sleep, make sure you sleep well. Something about a TV being on. Maybe just put the sleep timer on. If you like falling asleep to the TV, that's awesome. I do the same thing. Sleep timers, best friend. Have intention before you are going to sleep, and possibly even when you're waking up. 22, stability in this, carving out this new egg. You are being wished well. And the person in spirit who may have been murdered is asking that you send them well wishes. Does that make sense? Like, you know, or if you already do, they're feeling that. But there's something about like the Star Wars saga, and it's like writing another, it could have been your brother that was attacked and murdered. Condolences. Something about writing the next saga part of the story. And I have a feeling it's not going to look the same. It's not going to be the same story that's been written over and over and over again with the same characters, different people. Pisces is really aligned. All right, Pisceans, thank you so much for being my muse. Links are below if you'd like a personal, if you'd like to donate. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You warm my haunted heart. Thank you for being here. Bye.